Hey, how's it going? Listen, I want to talk to you guys about qualifying for an FHA loan if you had a bankruptcy on your credit report and the bankruptcy has been closed or discharged for over 2 years. Now, you'll often hear people say that you have to wait, 7, 10 years before you can even apply for an FHA loan. Now, it is true that once you file a bankruptcy, it can remain on your credit report for 7 to 10 years, okay? However, there are FHA guidelines that will allow you to qualify for a loan sooner, depending on whether you file for a Chapter 7 or a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, all right? And these two types of bankruptcies come with its own rules for getting an FHA loan. So let's begin with Chapter 7 first, all right? Now, a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you are eligible for a new FHA loan 2 years after, okay? 2 years after your bankruptcy has been discharged. And a discharge is a court order that releases you from the debts included in the bankruptcy, and the date stamped on the discharge starts the clock on your waiting period. Now, with a Chapter 7 bankruptcies, you must meet two other requirements besides the waiting period, okay? And one of them is you must have reestablished good credit. This is important. You must reestablish good credit because the lender's going to pay real close attention to how you're managing your credit after bankruptcy, especially your recent payment histories on any new debt and how much new debt you've taken on, okay? Now, number two, you must explain the reason for the bankruptcy. And you do this by what is called a letter of explanation, okay? A letter of explanation. And it's typically required by the lender so the lender can understand, what happened and how things have changed financially for the better since the bankruptcy was discharged. So you may be eligible for an FHA financing 12 months now after a bankruptcy discharge if you can prove the bankruptcy was caused by a circumstance beyond your control, okay? So for example, let's say you had a deaf spouse, there was a deaf spouse, and that spouse was the breadwinner in your household, okay? A serious illness, you got laid off, okay? A natural disaster that destroyed your belongings, etc., right? So you want to be prepared, okay? You want to be prepared to provide these documents to prove your circumstances to get this exception. Now, let's talk about Chapter 13. Now, when a Chapter 13 is filed, the individual works with a bankruptcy trustee to repay creditors on a schedule over a 3 to 5 year period. When the payment plan is complete, any remaining debts are discharged. So, to get an FHA loan, you have to prove you made on-time payments on a Chapter 13 plan for at least 1 year, okay? Now, the lender's going to require documentation to show the payment dates, and you'll need written permission from the court before you can even apply for a mortgage. So if you had a bankruptcy that has been closed and discharged for over 2 years, contact me and I'll make sure to connect you with the right lender so we can make you a homeowner again. This is Hushai Green. Take care.